Hello everyone, this is HuskyStarcraft here, back with some more Bronze League Heroes! You guys know the routine. In Bronze League Heroes, we cast the very best of the very worst. And in all honesty, this is one of my favorite shows on my entire channel to cast. So exciting that I can barely talk. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Up in the top left side, it's going to be Carlton, which sounds like a nice chap. That's like a nice, good name. You come from the Carlton family. Not bad, not bad. And his opponent down in the bottom right. His opponent does not sound like a nice guy. It is Swaginton. You do not want to be from the Swagingtons, trust me. They're the guys who think they have all the swag. They're named after the swag, but the word swag ironically came from their family for having a severe lack of swag. Now, I do have to say big thanks to my friend Invicta. He's the one who sorts through all the replays. You can send your replays to huskyreplays@gmail.com. And, yeah, the whole point of Bronze League Heroes, cast the very best of the very worst. And that means that you should send your replays to huskyreplays@gmail.com. And really, you know, I could say that I'm doing it for you guys. I could say that I'm doing it for your entertainment. But I'm going to be honest, these games are so hilarious that I just enjoy casting them so much that I just want more replays to watch. So at the end of the day, though, it is going to be a Terran versus Protoss, which I've said a million times is one of my favorite matchups to watch. However, in Bronze League Heroes, it is a very different story. I love all the matchups. TVT, you'll see things that you never thought possible. PvP, well, what's a boring matchup for a lot of people? Not anymore in Bronze League Heroes. But for now, we'll see exactly what their strategies entail. Currently hiding a probe here in the base. I think, though, that Carlton is going to be able to spot this right away. Actually sending off two SCVs and manages to trap him there. That is going to be first blood. That probe doesn't know how to get out of that situation. And I guess these SCVs over here, they're just going to have a little romantic moment over here. Don't you worry about me. I won't let you be alone. One day we'll live in peace in our supply depot. If I gotta leave, let this song be our goodbye. Okay, they're like still there. I'm gonna have to like sing the whole song, as they are definitely gonna be hanging out. They are slackers, man, and that's like half. What was that? 1/8 of his workforce is literally just chilling out down there. Although it is a pretty good view if you think about it. I mean, you can see the gas guys are from here. You can see the minerals from here. Not bad at all. This SCV is begging for his life. Hopefully he does get let back in on this door. Although I always like to imagine in Bronze League Heroes that like the person playing is actually the commander of that army. So Commander Carlton is actually telling these SCVs, or he just completely forgot about them and they're like, I guess we just wait for the call on what to do. And then the SCV who's like bleeding out, and he's like, oh, let me in the base. Commander Carlton's like, no, you have to build a command center that the rest of us are going to live in. And he's like, okay, Commander Carlton, I'm so sorry. And then of course, you have Commander Swaginton. Yeah. I mean, really, it goes without saying what's going on at Commander Swaginton's base. You know, now that I think about it, hanging out with Commander Swaginton, that just has a certain ring to it. It's like, oh, what'd you do? I went to the club. Oh, yeah? Who'd you go with? Commander Swaginton. I mean, you'd be the coolest people in the party. But for now, we're going to go ahead and have the factory on the way. We also got a robotics facility. We got the good old 2 gate and 1 robo. No expansion in sight, and really no additional workers in sight either. He reached 17 on the minerals, and he's like, nope, all done. Now it's 14 on the minerals, as he did put 3 on the gas right there. There he goes, finally having more workers on the way, but he did go right into a supply block with no pylons in sight. Is this one of my replays? I feel like I'm watching myself because I get supply blocked all the time. And then we have Carlton up here. Is he still making workers? Yes, he is. We're all very proud of him. His mother is exceptionally proud of him. Look at this, even queuing up those workers back to back. That is the Bronze League Heroes level play that I like to see. And also, he built an orbital command. Now, he is making a big mistake here by putting this supply depot on the... It's not on the low ground, but it's really close to the low ground, in that if he was ever to bring an observer over here, boom, your supply depot's dead. If you put one here, boom, your supply depot's dead. I know it's tempting to do, and you can get away with it, like, in places over here, but even then, Void Rays can kill him off, so you gotta be careful. If you're going to do this, put it like right here where it's going to give you vision of the cliff. That is my pro tip of the day. And I don't even need to give the standard pro tip of the day, which is build orbital commands, because Carlton's all over it. He's like, Husky, have you heard I'm Commander Carlton? Don't even worry about it. But we do have the observer. Speaking of which, on the way, if he decides to send those stalkers over there, could very easily supply block Carlton. And the thing is, in Bronze League Heroes, what I'm learning is that it's very tough for someone to come out of a supply block as is. So you don't really need to do anything that's going to... Oh my god, he actually did put a supply depot right there. So those ones are going to be vulnerable. Although I will say, I don't know if Swaginton has what it takes to take those supply depots head on. He does have a warp prism on the way, though, which he very well could go for a drop there. And that does mean, actually, that those supply depots will be vulnerable. But for now, we're going to have the triple gateway and a robot. And this is actually like a normal amount of production facilities to have off of one base for both of these players. I'm quite proud. I'm impressed. We'll see if they actually end up using that money, though. Engineering bay just randomly in the back of the base. But we'll see if he actually upgrades. This is really pretty over here. I just realized how actually awesome that looks. But we should go ahead and jump back into the action. We do have a pro over here looking to expand. Not sure if that's going to be happening or not. An observer, he's basically doing what he was made to do, which is observe things, and currently sees a base and a handful of Marines, which is probably exactly what he wants to see for this sweet Warp Prism play we're about to see. But for now, it looks like actually the 3 Stalkers, 3 Zealots, these are like the 3 times 2 Amigos, are going to go ahead and move on up. Probably the worst joke of my career just happened right there, as we do have a Banshee on the way with cloaking, by the way. And where's that rally point set to? He's going to be aggressive with that thing. That rally point is set all the way down, as he's going to go ahead and try to harass right there. But right now, I will say Swaginton having a little bit too much. I mean, look at the production tab right now. Compared, Protoss, nothing. Terran, a bajillion things. So it's going to be very, very difficult for Swaginton to break up here. He does have a pylon on the way. I'm kind of confused as to what the point of the Warp Prism is if you're just going to drop pylons down here and delay your push by not warping in units right away. I'm not really sure if this Warp Prism is going to be a crucial part of this game or not, but there he is right there. He is blue and proud, I guess, as he's just going to hang out right there. And these dudes are going to walk all the way back. Wait, hang on. We have an action-packed battle taking place over here, as it does look like the Stalkers have overwhelmed the derpy Marines. Normally it's derpy Zealots, but today it is derpy Marines and a derpy Siege Tank. He's like, oh, hell no. I'm getting the hell out of here. I guess he's the only not derpy one. He's the one who spawned. He's like, all right, MMA, let's do it. Wait. You guys put me with Carlton and not MMA? What? Are you guys crazy? Siege Tank right there, actually not in the best spot either. Is going to be able to do lots of damage, but more Stalkers are on the way. Tons of DPS being thrown out onto those Stalkers. This Siege Tank, man, he's having fun. We'll see how long that lasts. Those Zealots can easily spot the high ground. This Siege Tank is actually vulnerable, though, as that front Zealot there just refusing to die, and it does look like the Siege Tank has finally fallen. Medevac here trying to heal that one Marauder who's trying his hardest to kill off everything. These SCVs, once again, are taking a lunch break. What are you guys doing? This is the wrong time to have a hoagie sandwich. I redact that. It is never the wrong time to have a hoagie sandwich. But for now, it does look like this impressive army is marching inside. Maybe somehow, though, Carlton has 1,400 minerals. At the same time, though, the Banshee down here up to 17 kills right now, as that is going to be evening the score. As I don't really know who's in the lead right now. I mean, supplies are actually identical right now. I'm going to keep an eye on his kill counter right there. You can see now it is a Commander Banshee going for all the kills. Is he going to cloak it in time? Stalkers are here. Does he cloak it? Is he paying attention? It's going to be dangerously close, and down it goes. No! No, it does not. I redact that statement as well, as it does look like this Banshee here just having a hell of a time killing everything off. At the same time, Carlton doesn't have a lot to show for himself either, as all of his SCVs are most likely going to go down. The main thing, though, is that Swaginton has no money. Oh, he spent exactly his last 400 minerals building that. What is the point of this Warp Prism if you're running your probe manually all the way across the map? As I think that's his last probe. I think that is indeed his last probe. There's one probe right there. We do have 16 workers for Carlton, though, so we can recover from this. The Siege Tank, though, is definitely not recovering. Tried to siege it up, but that was probably the wrong time. SCV count actually getting severely sacrificed here. It's 11 SCVs. More of them are going to be... Oh, but these SCVs aren't even attacking right now. They're on like a move command or something. They're on a, hey, let's die command, as they are all going to go down. Should bring that SCV count down very, very low. It is now at 3. It looks like Carlton is out of here, man, as this one Banshee right here just going to town. It's got its work cut out for it, though. Hopefully it doesn't run out of missiles, as it does like the Stalkers killing off absolutely everything that they possibly can. The one SCV inside the main... Oh, that's a dead SCV right there. Okay, we have 2 SCVs remaining. Where are they at? One is down, actually up in the top right side. The other one is hiding inside the base. He does not want to die, that is for sure. SCV here trying to take on that probe. Can he kill the one and only probe? Doesn't have enough movement commands to get out of there. Looks like the answer is yes. He is individually controlling this probe right now. He refuses to queue up any sword counts. And really, Carlton, man, that voice crack. I love how the older I get, the more voice cracks I have. For a second there, Carlton was not doing anything. He just sat back and was just soaking in this glorious game, which sometimes when you're playing StarCraft, that's exactly what you have to do. He does have Banshees on the way, a barracks apparently is being constructed right there, out of all things, as he does have a barracks already, but whatever. He's going to try and build it inside of his main base, if you can even call it that anymore. More Cloak Banshees are on the way. Siege Tank as well. And the one probe, actually worker count, is it 1-to-1? Yes, it is. 1 probe and 1 SCV. Mules do get dropped down here. That is going to be a lot of extra money for Carlton if these can survive. Even just 1 trip right now, I guess, is absolutely worth it. Banshee over here, though, trying to prevent those mules from going down. May just go straight for the command center, though, which is exactly what I would do. Observer right here, though, able to spot the Banshee, and it narrowly survives. 10 HP as it's going to try and get away. Well, no, it tried there for a moment, and then it did indeed go down. Another derpy siege tank spy. He's like, all right, MMA, let's... as poor Commander Carlton sacrifices yet another siege tank. A rallied Banshee over here, though, should have lots of energy by the time it is needed. And we do have the Banshee over here, up to 30 kills right now. Oh, man, that's like the majority of the kills so far. Carlton having lost way more. Swaginton getting some mad value out of these stalkers here, killing off building after building. And it does look like the starport is going to succumb to the power of the stalkers as well. Engineering Bay probably not going to fare any better, as it does look like, yep, that starport's definitely going to burn down. Engineering Bay goes down. You don't really need to kill the Engineering Bay, though. I don't really know what's going to do for you. But these mules down here are going to time out. All 3 of them picking up minerals and then dying as they were trying to deliver them there. It looks like the orbital command, if these stalkers are controlled correctly, will actually die before escaping. I mean, that's a long way to fly to get safely away. We'll keep an eye on that. At the same time, though, the space down here, another Banshee's going to be joining. What is this War Prism doing is the real question. This War Prism, I think he's just pretending to be dead. That's like a pacifist War Prism. He, like, refuses to partake in violence in any way. Does look like the orbital command did indeed die. Refinery goes down as well. Other refinery going to go down. Really not a whole lot going on at this base. This is the one remaining SCV here. Literally the only SCV he has. He has no command center whatsoever. So this SCV has to somehow figure out how to get out of here, build a command center, and start massing up that army, because Carlton right now only has 7 supply. 7 supply there. It is going to be those 2 Banshees, though, and they're permanently cloaked. I'm not quite sure why. There's no units down here anytime soon, but it's going to go for this Nexus over here. This base over here has 1 mining probe. It's going to try and save up enough money to build a 2nd probe, I'm sure, but that is enough. That is enough to build an empire. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day. That doesn't even make any sense, but it does look like the supply depots are going to go ahead and go down as the SCV has managed. The SCV, the Ninja SCV, able to escape out of there. He's going to go and try and build that base. We'll see if that manages to happen. So literally it is an SCV versus a probe at this point, if you want to look at it that way. As right now, Carlton's still way behind in supply. I mean, army supply, you can see 25 to 10. As Carlton now has also lost all of his supply depots, and the only buildings keeping him in this game are these random buildings that are currently building units. Even though he has no supply capabilities, he queued up those 2 Marines before those supply depots died, and so now he has those. Of course, he is now, of course, supply block. I love how, I mean, how often do you see this where there's no, like, slash and then a number? It's literally just 11. It's like, all right, well, you have 11 guys, and you can't build anymore, so get used to it. Deal with it. As it does look like right now, the SCV here is going to attempt to build that command center. We'll see if this hero SCV can actually bring this game back around. But keep in mind that Swaginton, I think, actually lost that probe. I think he did. Yes, he did. And now he's completely supply blocked, so he can't do anything until he loses some of his own units here. He's trying to kill off these buildings if he can. But right now, that command center is still being built down in the bottom left side. Banshees here going to town on those last few remaining buildings. These buildings aren't really doing anything right now, as the Nexus over here stands tall, but he can't use any of that energy on any... There's literally nothing he can use it on. That would, of course, be useful. Oh, man. So Swaginton still has the advantage. He still has an observer, which is actually pretty crazy. And what he needs to do right now, honestly, if I was him, I would kill my own 2 zealots. I would kill as many stalkers as I could until I got 1 probe. I would chrono boost out that probe like crazy, and then I would just sit back and try and mine. But right now, this base is nearly done down here. Can Carlton pull it back? I mean, he's only got 8 supply right now, as he did lose a lot of those Marines. This one Marine right here is pretending to be a Banshee. Goes for that War Prism, and Swaginton should definitely kill this War Prism. This War Prism is actually dead supply right now, which is not what he needs right now. That War Prism literally does absolutely nothing for him. So I don't normally say this, but Swaginton needs to kill his own units. He needs to kill them and kill them fast. I mean, what's this War Prism doing? He's still alive. Has already regenerated his shields. He's just chilling out down there. Has not moved this entire game, except for when the game forced him to move because he was getting shot at by the Marine. This War Prism, man, he's kind of weirding me out. He is definitely a pacifist. He's just like Buddha. He's just chilling out. He's observing the world. He's taking it in. He's meditating. He's having a good time. As we do have the Stalkers now trying to move out to find the base. Is he going to decide, or I guess, decide the right way to go? Unfortunately, no, as he's going to be running over here to the left side, it looks like. I don't think he's moving down to the bottom left. It's more of a center left location that he's looking at. As Carlton trying to add on supply depots to break the supply block, and he can actually make more workers here if he wants to. He also has Widow Mines on the way, which, as we know, are always great in Bronze League heroes. And we also have the one Marine over there going to try and take out this building. Swaginton, what is he saying? He says, so, Carlton says, haha, yeah. I don't know if Swaginton realizes, though, that the base is actually down in the bottom left side. He has not scouted on it. This is the only base on the entire map that he hasn't scouted. Of course, that is where that one hidden base is going to be. We do have the double Banshees right now. Got to be working down this Nexus, and that the only other building he has is a pylon in the center of the map. Is he going to come down to that one pylon? No, I think the Stalkers and stuff are going to be able to scare this away. They do get a couple, or I guess just a single shot. The Marine goes down, so now it's 15 supply to 25. I got to say, though, that Carlton is actually catching up in supply, which I never thought I would say, but indeed he is. He's at 25. What's 15 against 25 right now. Widow Mines are out. Spider Mines are out. No, I definitely said that incorrect. That was thrown back to my Brood War days. Widow Mines are out, and the Banshees are still here, and they're going to have good energy if they're sitting back right now, which they are. Look at that full energy almost on those two Banshees. It does look at the Zealots, trying to see if there's any sneaky shenanigans going on, and indeed there is. Unfortunately, it's the weakened Zealot, which is going to go ahead and scout down to the bottom left side. Zealot over there did spot that barracks, but there we go. Should be able to kill off that Marine, and that should be no problem. This Carlton has crazy Gosu Micro right now, which he does not. Weep, weep, weep. As it does look at the Stalkers right here. Got to go ahead and take out that barracks, and did the Zealot find this? Where'd that other Zealot go? He ran all the way back. He's like, all right, there's some sweet, hot action over here, which is just shooting down a barracks. This barracks is going to try to escape, but really these barracks are just buying additional time. Carlton is getting close, catching up in supply, but really, Swaginton, he needs to get some swag and start killing his own units. Again, normally in Bronze League Heroes, killing your own stuff is not an ideal strategy, but he would actually be able to win this if he started doing that. But the fact of the matter is that he's spending time killing out these last few barracks. The Banshees here right now going to try and once again take out the space. Maybe they can buy him a little bit more time. Stalkers coming back to defend it, though, as the Observer is going to see them if they decide to need to go for the weakened one if possible. That's exactly what he did, but not enough, as the Banshees do go ahead and escape. Now we have a siege tank here. I think if you place a siege tank like back here somewhere, you'll be able to hit that Nexus. Definitely can hit it from right there. But I don't think that this base has still been spotted, as he has managed to kind of keep himself relatively hidden. What I'm learning from a lot of these games is that you just got to keep scouting. No matter what weird stage this game is in, you have got to keep scouting. Also, pro tip of the day: if you find yourself with no workers and a Nexus that has full energy, you can chrono boost it to begin regenerating the shields. So keep that in mind. It makes your shields regenerate a little bit faster. Is it worth it to spend energy on it? Probably not. But I feel like he could get any help that he can get right now, or he at least needs it. It does look like the Zealot is going to go ahead and move on out down to this base. Should be able to spot. I think these SCVs will be just fine if they decided to actually turn around and fight, although it is Swaginton, so I'm not quite sure. As we will see here if the Zealot can kill everything off. Does get one SCV. The SCVs do actually turn around and fight, which does appear to be enough right now to kill that Zealot off, and indeed it was, as the one and only Zealot who found that base has now died. Now at this point, Swaginton has an impossible decision. Does he do the obvious thing, kill his own units and begin building stuff to win the game, or does he send his entire army down there so that he loses his main Nexus and then dies? It is a pretty tough choice, but we'll see what his options are, or what he at least decides to do, as the Stalker's going to be working his way down there. Maybe, just maybe, the Stalker can do it, but he's sending like his weakened units down there. It's like, all right, you with malaria, you go kill that base, and that's exactly what the Stalker's going to try and do. Once again, though, as Carlton doesn't have a whole lot else to focus on, realizes he needs to pull his... Look at this, he's not even microing. He has 0 APM. 0 APM in this battle. He's literally sitting back and watching. Still 0 APM. He's just like, all right, let's do this thing. Pops a hot pocket in the microwave and walks away, as it does look like these Stalkers are going to be able to kill off all the SCVs. Keep in mind, though, that is going to leave this base relatively undefended. Just the one Stalker back here does have a an Observer there to help spot for us. So that was actually a good choice. Swaginton making some big plays right now. What's amazing is Swaginton has 55 minerals, which is just enough to build a probe. Obviously, it costs 50, guys. But either way, just barely enough to build a probe. As it does look like these Stalkers gotta be able to lock down the space, so nothing really that effective came of it. But I will say, we do have the double siege tanks. We also have the Widow Mines out, and if he groups those units together, which I know is quite difficult to do, then he's gonna be in a pretty good spot. There is still enough money to make a another SCV if he wants to. Barracks is piecing on out of there. I wouldn't want to be on Carlton's team either, but I gotta say, Swaginton has had so much time to build stuff, but unfortunately now he's going up against like a legitimate army. 2 Banshees, 2 tanks, 2 Hellions, 2 Widow Mines. I feel like, is this Noah? Is this like throwing back to the movie Noah that just came out, where instead of 2 of every animal, it's 2 of every unit? There's the second Widow Mine gonna be joining up as well. Here's the one random hero zealot who's also gonna be able to spot this. I think he's gonna get shot in the face with a Widow Mine though. Pretty close, just out of range right there. We'll be able to do a little bit of damage to these siege tanks. The Hellions, though, are going to try to intercept. I don't actually know where the Hellions are going. They're trying to take on the Stalker, the one unit that can beat them here. And actually, I think he may end up losing both of these Hellions. Yes, he does. As it does look like a Stalker trying to reinforce from behind, but that's not going to be nearly enough. Siege Tank's able to clean that one up, and I don't think that Swaginton's going to have what it takes. Carlton with a huge comeback. He had 8 supply with no depots at some point. Stalkers, where are you going? You got to get on top of the Siege Tanks. Oh, they went for the Hellion and the Widow Mine. No! The absolute worst angle he could possibly attack at, and there... Swaginton's last famous words as he leaves the game. At least it's a little bit better than hold my beer, I suppose. But either way, an absolutely hilarious game. I do want to give some tips to Swaginton. Next game, just kill your own stuff. I think that is exactly what you were missing this game. And what is probably what would have helped you out. Now, he still has 5 supply. I wonder where that supply is at. Oh, you know, in the War Prism that moved. Wait, when did this guy move? He actually moved at some point. Let's see. Let's see where this guy, when the action unfolded here for this War Prism. All right, so he's got right there. He moves it. He literally just moved it to the right side. He's like, all right, Pacifist War Prism, we're going over here. As apparently that was the pro strategy that almost won him the game. But either way, again, guys, submit your replays to huskyreplays@gmail.com. I absolutely love doing Bronze League Heroes. And I love StarCraft 2. I love Taco Bell. I love pizza. I love pasta. And I love you. I love pasta more than you, though. I mean, you can't be that mad at me for that, though. Pasta is so good. All right, anyways, hope you guys enjoy it. And, of course, I'll see you guys next time.